All it does, as I said before, is simply test for templates. If you create a template from the extraction module, and it sees whether it can unify this with some previously created template, starting with the most recent first. If it can do it, it goes ahead and unifies. It uses no knowledge or smarts or anything to determine whether this is a good idea or not. Yet it seemed to be working okay for us, at least compared to anything else we did. Nonetheless, when we did an error analysis of our MUX6 data, in fact, almost all of the errors indicted this merging process, at least in part. So it seemed like a potential gold mine for improving our system. So just to make this more concrete, the other slide you saw that looked like this was a story of a merge that happily worked. But it could have been as easily in this case, where now the second sentence says, Fred Johnson left ABC after Smith eliminated several perks for upper management. So it's very likely the fastest or a system like it will find information in Fred Johnson left ABC and say, okay, there's a person in an organization in a start state. But it's not going to see any relevant information in the rest of this material. Now when we read this, it's pretty clear to us that in fact Fred Johnson was not the president of ABC, and Smith is not therefore not replacing Johnson. Johnson's in one of these other jobs and left later. Yet that's exactly what the inference, the inference would be that the merger will happily make in unifying these templates and ending up with this output structure. So we want a way to kind of block these bad merges, but still keep the good merges. So I tried to do this by eyeballing the data, which turned out to be a frustrating process because I dumped these extensive traces of the merging behavior, and I keep finding these constraints, these relationships that I could say, where every time these pair of templates had a certain property or a certain relationship to each other, the merge is always a bad one. So I go and implement a constraint in the system, run the system end to end on the training data, and the score would either like stay the same or go down a little bit. So this was puzzling, and I thought, okay, well, maybe I'm being misled by the relatively small sets of data that I'm analyzing. Let's try a learning approach to this. So here I'm just kind of doing some preliminary experiments here. So I constructed some feature sets, some questions that a learning algorithm could ask about the templates and trying to decide whether it's a good idea to merge templates or not. And out of necessity, these are pretty crude features. They ask about, say, the distance between the phrases in the text. They